On the phone with us this morning is Maureen Hancock. She's a world-renowned spirit medium, and we're really excited that June 5th she will be here at the Coronado Performing Arts Center, and you can get tickets now at 97zokonline.com. Read all the details about the show. And many of you may have seen her on the Ricky Lake Show or have read her books. This isn't necessarily a gift that somebody can just go and say, you know what, I want to learn how to connect with the dead and help people talk to people they've lost. How do you realize that you can do this? Is there some sort of scary moment?
Well, for me personally, it definitely was a couple of events that happened as a child. I was in a coma. I had lead paint poisoning back in the day when everything was lead paint based. I chewed on the windowsills. When I came out and I was in Children's Hospital in Boston for a year straight, I used to see spirits walking all around the house. I didn't know they were spirits. I just thought because my parents are Irish, we had a lot of house parties. They were drunken house guests. And then I was in a car accident at 25 years old, had a near-death experience, and I started to hear the voices. So that's what kind of sparked it for me.
Were the voices you're hearing people that you knew or just strangers?
Definitely strangers. I mean, it was definitely spooky. At the time, I was working at Logan Airport, and then 9/11 happened. So it was just constant feelings of creepy feelings of like, what is going on? I wasn't looking for this. I was a former skeptic. And then on the side, I was working with hospice, just volunteering. And that's when I started to say to folks, hey, do you know someone named Angelina? Yeah, that's my mother, but she just passed away. And I was like, eek, what's happening?
Wow.
I firmly believe that everyone has intuition. We're born with it. It's a God-given gift, and you can feel things and sense things. But I think certain people, whether it's a life occurrence like me or you just have a higher sensitivity, can feel things a little bit more than others.
First time you on purpose said, I'm going to sit with people and help them connect, were you worried that maybe it's not going to happen? Or has it just always happened and you don't doubt it?
I don't doubt it now. I think in the beginning, I was kind of flailing around in the water like, what is happening? How do I figure this out? And I ended up leaving Logan Airport after 9/11, and I started a cancer foundation and working with those that are sick. So that's when I kind of said, you know what, these people need some comfort. And so far, I mean, it just flows and works, and I think, I'm coming from a good place. I want to bring people hope, and it might not always be who someone's hoping for. Someone might say to me, I want to talk to my uncle, and then, the grandfather comes through. So that's where there's no control.
Well, this is new territory for us to sort of be in the middle. I'm not going to say I'm not skeptical. I guess there's just a lot of trepidation because I'm an emotional guy, and I'm a little scared because I don't know where this is going to go. And, gosh, I never thought I want to make people cry here this morning. I was once told that tears were better on the outside than they are on the inside. I
think our loved ones in spirit want to celebrate life and memories, and they know that you filled an ocean with tears, but they want you to know they're still with you in some way, and not all the time either. Many people write in and say, are they watching us in the shower? No, they're not. There's a privacy switch.
Hi, Stephanie. We'd like to introduce you to Maureen Hancock.
Hi, Stephanie. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you. How are you doing today?
Good, good. So in a moment, I'm going to ask you who you're hoping for, and I just like them to kind of gather and start to come through. And first of all, there's definitely a strong older woman coming forward first. Kind of feels like possibly grandmother on your mother's side. And it feels like you have a good group in the heavens as well. And there's also a younger male who passed unexpectedly as well. Who are you hoping for today?
Well, I was hoping to talk to my stepdad. He passed away when I was in my early 20s.
And see, that's what I always say, too. Sometimes I have to let them just start the way they want to. But you do have grandmother passed?
Yeah, but it's on my dad's side.
Okay, so I might not get the side right, but she kind of is pushing through. Like, I want to talk, I want to come in. And with your stepdad, with something going on in the chest, I feel like I can't breathe. And they keep giving me a J name. Would that make sense?
Well, her name was Burl. I mean,
no, so it might not be for the grandmother. So here's the thing. I definitely have this grandmother and then the grandfather trying to come through. Does anyone have James? And even you guys in the station, it counts for you too, because that can interfere sometimes.
A J name?
Yeah. And I keep getting a lung issue with this man that keeps trying to come through, so I can't breathe. Stephanie, would you also understand that younger male who kept trying to come through?
Well, how younger is he?
Probably 30s.
I don't know if I know anybody in their 30s.
All right,
that
so
passed
keep
away.
that in the back of your mind.
Here's what I want to do, and I don't know if this is helpful or not, but we need to take care of a little business here.
Yep.
Give you time for that interference, maybe, if it clears itself up. Stephanie, can you hold on with us for a while?
Certainly.
Hang on just a
Okay.
moment, ladies. Is there anything that we could do to help this situation? I mean, it's weird as things start to, you get all these different signals or messages and not make a connection for Stephanie, especially since she didn't even know her grandparents. It may be someone she's not even aware of.
Right. I mean, she knew the grandmother, but not the grandfather, but she was hoping for her stepfather to come through. But when I hear both of your voices, it starts to bring in your people as well. And I know I have a younger male who's trying to get through, and his own actions caused his passing. Does that make sense without saying anything?
Does to me.
Okay, because your voice and your energy is the strongest on the line. And that's why I always say I have no control over who comes through. But this kid, and I don't know an age, but keeps showing me symbols of like, I screwed up. I don't think anyone knew, and kept just these feelings like kept it to myself. And is he more on the friend level to you?
Yes, very much so. His name is Joe.
And you know your friend Joe. He's going to push through. He doesn't care that I'm talking to someone else. He has a great sense of humor, very dry wit, like, come in heaven, collect call from heaven. He keeps showing me that there's still unanswered questions around his passing. And I think he pops into your head a lot. And did he know your daughter?
Yeah.
Because he's like her biggest guardian angel and almost feels like a godfather type. Would that make sense?
Yep.
So, and he keeps saying, I'm sorry, because I see him smiling on the outside, and then just kind of holding stuff in on the inside, and he's not in his right mind, maybe toxins in the system, but he's given the thumbs up, like, I'm okay now, and he needs you to know that, okay? And he is funny, because he's like, I apologize, because he pushed the caller's stepfather out of the way. So just know that he's thanking you, and I don't know if somebody definitely has a tattoo for him, and he keeps showing me that, and that's really important as well.
Joe and I had one of those dumb arguments that friends have, and we just never really got past that. And he, towards the end of his life, worked as an armed security guard. And he used to call the show early in the morning just to mess around, and he just always sounded drunk to me. And I found out at his funeral that he had been drinking a lot. He also was taking care of his father, and one particular night he had his father sleep. It was in the home he grew up in, and his father was now sleeping on the first floor because he could no longer get up and down the stairs. And Joe had gone upstairs to go to bed one night after he'd been drinking, and on the way he slipped and hit his head. He got back up, he went upstairs, and for some reason, instead of going into his bedroom, he went into his mom and dad's bedroom and got into bed and died in his sleep.
And I could feel, and he said he wasn't in his right mind, and he had toxins in his system, and he takes responsibility for that. But he keeps saying, "I'm good now. I'm good now." I think he just kept a lot to himself, and he would just smile on the outside. And I'm getting chills right now. So
I wish there was a way for you to be able to just tell him that I'm sorry I was such an ass.
Well, you just did. And you tell him all the time, and he hears you. But that's all the Earth School stuff. We don't take that with us. So he's all good, and he does keep giving me the thumbs up. And you're going to find a lot of dimes. A lot of times they'll throw coins in your way. I want you to just keep that in the back of your head, because now they're going to be everywhere. So it's nothing but love, man. He's just like, no, I've got this, and yeah, it's good. Now he's a talker. He's like, I want to keep talking.
And that is Joe. Joe
Like, I
was a
can't get him
clown,
to
and
shut up.
we used to DJ parties together, and he was very much a clown, and I loved him dearly.
And he loves you right back. And, you know, he pops into your head a lot, and there's a reason, because he's your guardian angel, and that's pretty cool. That's why he was pushing through no matter what. It was his way or the highway.
And I was sitting in the same chair I am sitting in now when his brother called me to tell me he was gone. He picked up his brother's cell phone and just decided to redial the last person he had called, and that was me. And I was sitting in the exact same place I am when I found out he was gone.
Oh, my God. I think it was your grandfather who had like a COPD or lung thing, because I kept feeling that too.
My dad's father worked in a steel mill, and yes, he had smoked filterless cigarettes and sold moonshine. And this was in Anniston, Alabama, where actually David Salter, our old Surgeon General, helped a class action lawsuit because Monsanto had a big plant down there, and the water and the dirt were so contaminated. So between that and the years that my grandfather worked at that steel mill, that is exactly what eventually took his life. It was lung cancer.
Because on hold, I heard, no, I'm his grandfather, and that he's proud of you. And did you not get to know him?
Maureen, you got to stop.
I'm sorry. You're so open, though, even though you were like, I don't know. You're so open because you do try to help everybody, and you're so compassionate, but you overthink everything, and you're always in your head, and I think you're going to have dreams of some past loved ones. It'll be good, though.
Okay, Maureen, let's bring Stephanie back, okay?
Okay, your people won't shut up. So I'm pretty sure it was Joe that was saying this to me. He was saying how you're the best dad because, you know, you don't want to miss a thing, and no matter how tired you are, you make sure that you make it to everything, and, you know, not to feel bad if you don't, and he just wanted to commend you on being a ridiculously awesome dad. So there you go, from Joe.
You gonna be okay? I wish there was something I could do, Maureen. I can't believe what I'm seeing and hearing right now. Not in a bad way.
Yeah, it's healing, and you know what? Because Steve, you've been holding on to that for a while, and then I'll change it up here. Did someone lose a leg or a foot or something? No,
my stepfather-in-law just had a toe amputated.
If someone just had something done, they bring it up because they're praying for him, and you know they can't get his blood levels right and stuff like that. So that's where they come in to say we hear the prayers and we're there for that. So, but I kept seeing my symbols for some type of an amputation connected to you. So he's going to be fine though. He doesn't take care of himself though.
I'm
he doesn't
literally
listen.
exhausted. I can't.
Try being me, Pally. I do that for 3 hours straight. Reading after reading. I'm the Walmart of mediums. One after the other.
She's a comedian.
A comedian.
I am. All right, let me finish up Miss Stephanie, and hopefully your people will back off.
Stephanie, sorry to keep you on hold for so long.
Oh, no worries.
While you were on hold, I could finally feel your stepfather. And is he basically the dad who raised you?
Yes.
Because that's what he kept saying, don't say step. I am the father who raised you. But I like his energy. I just feel like he would give the shirt off his back and help anyone. And he keeps showing me his hands, proud, working with his hands and that kind of thing. Does he have a brother?
He does.
Okay, because he felt like that was really important to acknowledge his brother. Now, he keeps bringing up 2 kids, or 2 of one sex. Do you have 2 children?
I don't have any children, but
Okay.
I'm one of 2.
Because he's pointing to a statue I have here of, a mother holding 2 kids. So he wants to send love to the other one as well. And will your mother believe this?
She thinks that Paul he's totally gone because she had a dream.
Because he just said, make sure you tell her, but she might not believe it, that he is definitely always with her. And I'm from the Boston area. I don't know, do you guys have cardinals, the bird, the cardinal?
That's his mother's favorite bird.
Oh, you got to send me a message on Facebook. I have to send you a picture here that I have a cardinal sitting right in front of me, and he keeps pointing and telling me to say it over and over and over. So now that's definitely a sign from him. And I know you have dreams of him, right? Does he not say anything in the dreams?
No. I see him in my mirror sometimes.
Okay, because he's showing me that he shows up, but he doesn't say anything. So now watch. You're probably going to have a hug dream from him. Definitely let me know, but know that he's watching over you from the heavens above. This guy is always smiling. He didn't complain through his illness, correct?
He didn't.
Right? Because he keeps saying, no, never mind, I'm fine. I'm going to get up. I'm going to do it myself. I can do this, and he kept a lot to himself because he didn't want to bother anyone. Well, you are the favorite. Don't tell your sibling, okay? Lots of love, and thank you.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay.
Wow.
What's a hug dream?
It's when they're able to show up, our loved ones in spirit, in a dream, and they give you a hug, and it feels so real that you wake up and you say, oh, my gosh, that felt like they were truly hugging me. It's real, and it's a visit, and it's the best dream that you can have.
Stephanie, I hope you do have one of those.
Me too.
Well, Maureen, glad we're only doing this once a week because not only is it my own emotions, but, like I told you, I'm an emotional person, and I'm going to feel a lot of what other people feel, too. So,
and you know what? Your daughter is like you because she's an empath, and she's an old soul, and she's friends with all different groups, and she's a leader. I'm just seeing that, just they wanted me to tell you that. But she feels things, too, and sometimes can have anxiety. So be careful with that because she's ultra sensitive.